Hi everyone, this is the video guide for the Summer 2024 Subject Guide Project. My name is Dylan. As you all know, this video is just going to be available internally to our faculty and staff. It can be referred back to for the creation of new guides following this template. So I'm just going to I'm going to go through all the pages, cover the essentials, what you'll need to do, what you can get rid of, what we're asking you to edit, and what we're asking you to create from scratch. If you have any questions following this, please feel free to reach out to me or Xiaomei. We're here to help you through this whole process. So we're just going to get right to it. So this is a guide. This is a social sciences guide. It's one that I will be editing personally. But this is what it's going to look like when I hand you your guide. So when I create the new one, I'll be creating each new template for everybody. It'll just say new. So when you search to edit it, under content and guides, you just type in new and you'll see your subject come up. So it'll say new finance, new marketing, new history, and then guide. I will also be adding the URL, so it'll come with the initial stable URL at the beginning of it. We are going to ask you to then go in and add the page URLs, but I'm going to cover that in a second. So right from this home page, right at the top you'll see a placeholder for a banner image. Don't worry about these banner image boxes. You'll see some later in the guide as well. Sharon Duncalf and I are going to be creating graphics to put in these. They're all going to kind of go along a theme and include images either from the university, buildings, and classrooms related to the subject area, or we're going to pull some stock images. Either way, we're going to make them look pretty. It's just a nice little graphic to welcome you to the page. Underneath, you'll see quick insert here resources, and right away we have the first thing for you to edit. So I'm just going to click on the little pencil symbol. Instead of insert here, and anywhere you encounter it on this guide, you're going to be entering the subject. So I'm going to type in social sciences. So it'll say quick social sciences resources when I click save. Great. And we started you off with 4 categories to enter quick resources for. This is just right from the home page. We have databases, print books, ebooks, and web resources. So to add a list of databases related to your subject, we're going to insert a widget, which means that each time the list of databases related to this subject tag is updated, this page will automatically update. So we don't have to keep going in and editing it and adding things each time we add a database related to this subject. So how we do that is we just click Add Reorder, and we're going to click Media/Widget. So you could call it whatever you'd like. So you could say social sciences databases, and then it's going to need an embed code. And there's a way that we create that code. So we're going to go up to the top of the page and click on Tools. Click here, and we're going to go to Widgets. I'm going to right-click it and open in a new tab. And here, these are all the different widgets that we can create. We start with guides, but we're going to go to the A to Z list, and this is the A to Z list of databases. So you can leave these as is. List format, we're going to leave it as a bulleted list, one item per line. Don't worry about the number of results. Under list format, though, we are going to check the box for display description. All of you did a lot of great work rewriting these descriptions, adding search advice to them. We want to make sure that they're displayed on all the guides. So make sure you click Display Description. Continue scrolling down. Don't worry about the search. And so filters. We're going to filter now. We're going to scroll down, and you're going to find your subject. I'm going to do social sciences here. And that will update the widget over here. And then it's also up to you whether you want the display order to be alphabetical, or if you want best bets first. I like to do best bets first. So now all we're going to do is copy this code. We just click on it once, and it'll highlight all the text. I'm going to hit Control C to copy it, and we're going to go back to our guide tab. I'm going to see this still open. I'm going to Control V to paste it in this box. Position top of the box, it's fine, and then we're going to click Save. And now we have this list. And this will update as we update our database list and descriptions. So now print books. There's a couple things that we can do from here. It's really up to you. You can either go in and link to books directly in our catalog and West Search individual books, display them down here. Same with the ebooks. I recommend a good idea is just doing a canned search. And so what I did for that is I went to Western Connecticut State University's West Search, as you're all familiar with. Sorry if I spell things out all the way. I'm used to doing my teacher thing for its classes. So I just did a search for social sciences. I limited it to books and physical. And make sure that you're signed in here. And then what you would do is you would click on Save Query. And that'll add it to my pins. And so then I'm going to go to my favorites here. I'm going to go to Saved Searches. And you can see one that I did for chemistry earlier. And we have a link here. If we click on it, it'll take us to that exact search in Primo that I just executed. So we're going to go back. Oh, that's giving me trouble, of course. So just go back to Save Searches. And I'm going to copy this link. Go back to the edit, guide home, and then we can add this as a link. I'm going to say link URL. You can write a description if you'd like. I'm going to click Save. And when we click on this, it should take us back to that search. The same can be done for ebooks. And then web resources here are for any additional resources that are either open access or just online that you'd like to point any social sciences students or faculty towards. If you're not going to use it, so say I'm not going to use it for social sciences guide, you click on the gearbox. If you want to edit these tabs, you could add a new tab here. Make sure you always click create. If you're changing a name of one of these tabs, you always have to update it when you're done. But I'm not going to use web resources for this, so I'm just going to click delete. And it's updated. Okay. So say we're done adding all we want to this home page. It's all set. Like I said, don't worry about the banner image. We're then going to add the end of the stable URL to it. So we can see that the URL to this guide is already libguides.wcsu.edu/social sciences. I am then going to, and we can see here, add to the end of that just home. And what that does is just create a stable link right to this page. So if no matter how we update this page, as long as this stays the same, the link will stay the same. And not need to be updated. So if we have a QR code to this on a flyer, a handout, or a poster, no matter how much we update this home page, as long as this stays the same, that QR code will work. Okay. So next, we're going to go to Find Books. Now here, you have a couple things. This is a pre-written page. It goes over the steps, searching West Search, on how to locate books. There's a little tutorial. Feel free to read through and make any changes that you feel is necessary, especially as it pertains to the subject area. It goes all the way through EBSCO ebooks and finding interlibrary loan if necessary. This box here is to add individual books or ebooks to a gallery, similar to our mini collection. So each book that you add will come up with the cover of the book, And eventually, if you add enough, you'll be able to scroll through them with an arrow. You click the gear icon to edit it, and then to add a new slide, you could select image, book, database, etc. This will be working from a book or an image, whatever is easier for you. If you have questions about this process further, you can email Stacy or I. And that's just for adding books that you would like to feature on this particular topic. So if you're encountering quite a few books or a book list from a professor or students, if you want to check the circulation stats, that would be a great place to start. Once again, if you're not going to use this box, if you don't have any books to add, either from the existing guide or from your own research, we're just going to ask you, instead of deleting this box, we're just going to ask you to send it into draft mode and click save, and all it does is hide this box when you view the page on our website, and so it's still there if we want to go back and add to it. And once again, since we're done with this page, I am going to click edit the URL. I'm going to type in books, find books, and click save. So now we have a stable URL for our find books page on the Social Sciences Guide. Next, we're going to go to find scholarly sources. There's a little bit of a description for scholarly sources and scholarly articles. Once again, feel free to update, especially to insert your subject area. Social Sciences, click save. And now we're going to add the same widget that we did on the home page. So there's a couple ways that we could do that. We can either create the widget all over again, or we can go to reuse existing widget. You have to remember the name of the widget that you created. So here we see owner Dylan, created April 30th. Let's go to here, June 10th, 2024, Social Sciences Databases. The most recent one. You can create a copy of this resource, but it's not necessary in this case. So whenever the one on the home page of this guide updates, because we're not creating a copy, this one will also update. Excellent. Now we've made this a tabbed box because this is the location that if you want to go into detail about a specific database, say we have Scopus here, we're going to add it tab. So we're going to click the gear icon. I'm going to say Scopus, click create, and then we'll update the list, and then click close, and now there's a Scopus tab. And don't worry if this list disappears anytime you update these tabs. If you just refresh the page, it'll appear again. It's just SpringShare software freaking out a little bit. So now we can go to Scopus. We could add text. We could talk in depth, add a link to it. Anything you want to say about a particular database to go in depth about it, this is the place to add it. If you have a video, once again, you would add that as a widget, and you'd copy the embed code from YouTube. So this is the one-stop place for database help, scholarly source help for your given subject. And once again, we're done with this page. I'm not actually done with it, but for our example today, I'm all set with it. So I'm going to click here once again, and I'm going to type in and I'm going to type in sources. Just click save. And now we have the stable URL, and we're moving on to the next one. So find resources on the web. Once again, you have another tabbed box. Same thing as on the home page, we're asking if there's any web resources or any non-scholarly any open access resources, we ask you to put them here. If there's resources created by nonprofits, depending on what topic that you're looking at, this is a great place to put it here. We also have pre-written pages on evaluating sources, understanding Google and databases, and Google Scholar. Feel free to read through these, add to them, whatever you think is necessary, especially as it pertains to this subject. Same thing, for this example, I don't have a list of web resources, so what I'm going to do is go to the gear icon, and there's my list of web resources tab. I'm just going to delete that, and it updates automatically. Now I'm all set with this page, so I'm going to click on Edit Page URL, say web resources. And now there's our stable URL. So the next 4 tabs are all research based. We have Research Essentials, and we're covering evaluating sources, plagiarism, a glossary of research terms, primary versus secondary sources, scholarly versus popular sources. Now all of these are just to get you going. If you have anything additional to add, anything subject specific, please do so. We ask you to tailor this, if necessary, to fit your given subject. Once again, when you're done, we're going to ask you to create the stable URL for it. Okay, next we're going to a step-by-step searching guide. Like I said, we want to cover everything from the basics to advanced search techniques. Within subject guides, we have links going to additional resources that are going to be created that we're going to add in afterwards. But here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just a quick walkthrough of a general search strategy. Please feel free, once again, to go through these, edit what you deem necessary. This is just to get you going. We do want these 4 pages present on every guide. We ask that these tabs remain relatively the same. If you want to change the examples to match your subject area, for example, I used influenza and flu as keywords in this example. Feel free to change any terminology that you come across to fit your subject area better. We have our Searching Basics tab. We have a tab on developing keywords, Boolean logic, phrase searching, using database filters, and nesting keywords. Once again, feel free to go in and edit these to match your subject area. Add any additional tabs that you deem necessary, particularly when searching within a field of study that might not follow typical research methods, such as the sciences, nursing, biology, chemistry, or psychology, if they're going to be searching using any different resources that a subject like social sciences, subject like history might not use. And then we also have advanced search techniques. We have truncation searching, wildcard searching, using database index and subject heading, proximity operators. Same with all the other pages. Feel free to edit any of these examples. Just make sure that it stays consistent. So if you change the example here from mediate, just make sure that you change all the following examples of truncation searching. For the citation resources, we made this really easy for all of you. All you have to do is unhide the page that relates to your subject. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to look for the box that says ASA Citation Guidelines, and it's hidden. So we're going to click on the pencil. And we're just going to uncheck draft mode and click Save. So that'll make this box appear on this page when students or faculty click on it, but it'll still have these other boxes hidden. If you want to add any additional citation resources, like say you want to add Chicago Manual of Style, you just do the same thing, unclick draft mode, and click Save. Once again, like all the other pages, we're asking you to create a stable URL. And it's updated to citations. Now this is where we're going to ask you to do some additional work on these next pages. So where it says additional pages in brackets, these are for any subject pages that we're nesting in guides. Each of your emails that has information on the guide that you're working on, the new subject guide, will also contain the pages that we're asking you to nest within the guide. So for example, the social sciences guide, as I say here, if we go to the current social sciences guide, anthropology, political science, sociology, and geography are all going to be nested under this new guide. Economics is moving. So I will need 4 additional pages. One for anthropology, political science, sociology, and geography. So if we go back to our page, if I want to follow this template that I created here, you can create a new page if you hit the plus icon. Page type regular, that's fine. Reuse existing page. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to search for this new guide, the new social sciences guide. And then we're going to select the page from this list that we want to copy. So it's going to be additional page. And then I'm also going to create a copy of this page. If I don't create a copy of this page, any changes that are made to the original page that I'm copying will reflect on this new page, so just be careful. So I'm going to click Save, and we'll see that was added down there. And if we want to edit that back up to the right places, if we're going to move the location of this page to match with this, we're going to click Reorder Move Pages, scroll down, drag additional page, make sure that the arrow is all the way on the left and not inside a gray box like this, because this will stack the page. We're going to do it here, and click Save. So now we see both additional pages are right here. I will then repeat this process another 2 times to fit in the other 2 subjects, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to rename these 2. So to rename this page to anthropology, just click on the page drop down with the gear icons and click on Page Properties. And you can delete this, and I'm going to type in anthropology. You could add a description as well if you would like. And then click Save. So that's updated, and we can see that it's still the same as the additional page that we copied. I am going to go ahead and add political science. And that's where those pages will be located. Once again, we see banner image. This is the same as a home page here, so it's like another mini home page just for anthropology. So don't worry about the banner image. Sharon and I are going to create those. You will create a stable URL. Make sure that it is the title of the page in this instance. So anthropology. Once again, we see another insert here resources, because this is copied from the template, so we're just going to click the pencil. We're going to type in click Save. And we see a list of a tab for databases, book, ebooks, and web resources. So I'm going to add that list of databases again. I'm going to go and select media widget. We're going to need an embed code. We're going to call it anthropology databases. I am going to go back to the widgets. I'm going to leave everything the same, except I'm going to scroll down, and instead of social sciences, I'm going to uncheck social sciences, scroll all the way up, and click anthropology, and it will have updated. Click again here to select all, Control C, go back, click here, Control V, and now we have the list. You can repeat the trick with listing books either individually or with a canned search. Same thing for ebooks. Same thing for web resources. And once again, if you're not going to use web resources, please delete it. But it's always a good idea to go back and check the current guide to see what resources they list. So under the social sciences, we're on the home of the current guide. I'm going to go over to anthropology. And it looks like the owner of this guide, who was previously Jennifer, listed something for all these subsections of anthropology. So we have archaeology, cultural anthropology, cultural resource management, ethnography, museology, and physical anthropology. Apologize if I mispronounced any of those. So what I'm going to do is create a tab for each of these boxes and then re-add these resources. So we have archaeology. I'm just going to go here. I'm going to edit. We're not going to use web resources, so I'm just going to say archaeology, making sure that I am spelling that right, which I am not. So one thing with these, make sure to always check your spelling. And I'm going to click update. And I'll update to archaeology, and then I'll close, and now we'll have an archaeology tab, where I'm then going to go in and copy these resources in. If there's any additional resources that you encounter, add them and then under that tab. It's really at your discretion. Then I'm going to go and do the same thing for political science. I'm going to add the list of databases. I'm going to go check the current guide. Looks like Jennifer did the same exact thing for political science. We see conflict resolution, international studies, politics and political science. I'm going to create tabs for each of these and copy the information there. Making sure to always check the page URL to make sure that you created a stable one. Now we're going to look at course pages. This is a page for course-specific resources, so any custom-made content or resources for 100, 200, 300, 400, or graduate level classes will be added here, whether it's PowerPoint slides, handouts, a book list, etc. Any content made for a class within this discipline will be kept here instead of its own individual LibGuides. If there are no course-specific resources, then you can delete this page. So if you have a nursing course that you don't have a specific page for, just feel free to delete this page. We can copy it from a template if there's ever, if we ever need to. If we go back to the political science page on the social sciences guide, looks like there is a social sciences 201 page. So what I'm going to do is copy all the information here, all the links. Any of these additional boxes, I'm going to add as tabs to this page. So I'm going to add a box, say SS201. Instead of standard, I'm going to make it a tabbed box. Click Save. I'm going to add the first tab. It looks like Library of Congress subject headings. Click Create. I'm just going to close that for now. I'm going to add rich text HTML. And I'm just going to Control C, Control V. It's all there. And I'm going to repeat the same thing for each of the boxes. And then once you have all the information copied, all the necessary information copied from the original guide, make sure you go through for currency, make sure that links still work, make sure that it's all up to date. Then we're asking you to go through, once I have all the tabs copied from the boxes, I'm then going to search through, read through, make sure it's all up to date, see if I need to change anything, any links, any terminology. So just make sure, concentrate on copying over current information. Once that's done, then go in and focus on editing what's there. And once again, make sure that you add a stable URL. Because then when you give this page to the courses, you're going to copy this exact link right here, and this is what you will present to professors to add to their Blackboard pages or to share with their students. Also make sure, just like with the anthropology, political science, the additional pages that we're nesting within our guides, for any course-specific pages, we're going to go to page properties and type in the name of the course. And there it is. This faculty resource guide redirects to another page here. You'll find this page from anywhere on our website in the Gray tab. It is the one-stop spot for faculty information and faculty resources. One thing that I also want to point out on every page, below this list of pages, no matter how it expands, and as long as you, when creating new pages, on this guide, copy an existing one, whether it's the home, whether it's an additional nested page, whether you're duplicating a course page to add another course. As long as you make a copy of all the resources there, this will follow. This button, similar to our home page, if you click on it, it will allow students to make an appointment with the librarian. I'm going to do my best to timestamp in the YouTube video all of these sections to go back through so that you can skip around and just go to the parts that you need. If you have any questions about any of the things that I did, whether it was the creation of new tabs, renaming tabs, creating widgets, like the database lists, let me know. You can email me at spragued@wcsu.edu, or reach out to Stacy if I'm unavailable. She's another great resource. She knows SpringShare, LibGuides in and out. Thank you for watching.